Hello crafting friends, welcome to my place for a few minutes while we chat about English paper piecing this time. Thinking this episode will be about fabrics. I love fabrics. You can find me on Instagram at hexagon quilts, and yesterday we went to Richmond to the fabric shop, Fortunes and Fairies, not the famous Richmonds around the world, but our Richmond is beautiful. While there, I bought some lovely things that will go with English paper piecing, my 1-inch hexagon project that I'm just started. I started last week. Well, I had most of the flowers done, let's say, and they've been waiting and waiting. And so last week I decided to get them out and thought we might do a quilt along. Not a formal quilt along, just a friendly quilt along. You can come to my place, visit, and we'll sew. So I'll show you what I've done so far. You will recognise some of these fabrics that I bought when I was on holidays. I'm sorry that they're back to front. I tried with the camera reversed, but that didn't work. So we're back to reversing. They are beautiful little pieces. So I made a few more. I have to have 128 to make a queen size topper, which is a size that I really like. And this is the progress I've made in a week. I didn't do the flowers in a week. I attached all the reds that I made. So I've started the path. So as you recall, they go together in a line like so. So yeah, this is how I do it. I like to string piece or, have a project line going so that I can attach them all the one thing at one time and do it. I think that's the best way. So when I was at the shop, I'll show you the fabrics I got. I don't buy many fabrics. Judith, my friend, kindly helps me with my fabric collection. I love her so much. I love that she gives me fabrics. But these ones I bought at the shop. A lot of my flowers are from Judith, the fabrics. I got this beautiful green. Some of the greens were, well, that green. Some of the fabrics were on sale because it was her 21st anniversary. So she had a 21% sale off everything. Amazing. So such a good sale too, and I arrived right on the right day on the 21st. So yeah, I got this beautiful the colours are not showing up very well, but this is royal blue. You know that lovely blue? It's a batik. Bugs. Some of you have probably seen this bug fabric. It's called Bugs and Critters by Nutex. It's a New Zealand company. Beautiful. You know, I collect novelty prints, so every little bug fits into a 1-inch hexagon. I especially look for these type of novelty prints so that I will have so much fun cutting them out. And I've got the skeleton template so that, I can see what I'm looking at. I found 3 K-facet fabrics. They are out the front on a sale shelf. These are fat quarters, $7 plus a discount. It's a lovely one. It's red with butterflies. No butterflies. Got butterflies on the brain. And this lovely one. This was half a meter, $14. Very happy with my cave facet pieces. This fabric is by Free Spirit. It's called Carnation. Matches my jumper. So beautiful. Orange and yellows with butterflies. I have a collection of butterflies. Science. Another lovely green by Northcott. And this one is called Little Genius. It's got all science. Motifs on it. Double helix. Atoms. Neutrons. Things like that. And great size. I got 2 from this range. And I bought half meters of this. It's from the Safari Life range. From Moda. Love Moda. It's good quality fabric. Little giraffes on grey. And a lovely selvage also. I have made selvage quilts. And I collect selvages. And this is the other one. So beautiful. This reminds me of the Lion King. Lovely colour. Greys and just a little orange in it. I think they're just beautiful, that one, that range. I bought 4 fabrics for my my blocks that I'm making. I need 9 blocks for the economy block quilt that I'm making at the end of the year in black and whites with a little colour. I bought 30 centimetre pieces, so this beautiful, can't really see it. Anyway, these are embossed whites, and this one's got a little daisy print. Beautiful, perfect black. These are Modas. This one has hearts. Camera, can you see the little hearts? No. And a beautiful off-white. And the fabric is such good quality. It's got a good weave, tight weave. And lastly, no, not lastly, I also, this was on extra sale. The Ghosties. And there is me. I love this fabric. And I especially love this fabric line. It's so beautiful. And it's a Ghostly Pastoral by the De Leon group, Alexander Henry. And the fabric is such good quality. I just love it. And the details on the fabric is so beautiful. Look, he's on the railway line. I love trains. A penny farthing. And I love the colours in this this fabric. It's so beautiful. Here she is with her sisters. So yeah, I bought 1 metre of that. And I bought 2 meters of this last one that I got. It's a copper brown. I'm going to make a skirt out of it because I like to wear some quilting fabric sometimes. And this one is Seasons from Justin Yenter, The Beginnings. It is beautiful. So yeah, I think I'll make a pencil skirt. I was going to make a pocket skirt, and I've already made one of those, but I'm thinking I'm going to make a pencil skirt out of this beautiful fabric. So I also got some other things to go with quilting. I bought some needles, and some have asked about needles. These needles I found, and they are beautiful, perfect. These are about 1 1/4 inch long, Bohin from France. They're called crewel embroidery, but they're perfect for quilting. And they've got they're very strong. They've got a nice eye. And they're thin, so they just slide through fabric. I'll show you how. I use quilting thread for my English paper piecing, you know, for thread piecing even, because it's strong and tough, and see, it just glides through. You don't have to fuss or anything. What more can you ask for in a needle? Perfect. I also bought 2 cottons. This one is Eleganza. It's beautiful. It's a number 8 Wonderfil pearl cotton. It is double gassed and mercerized. I wonder what that means. Did you gas it? It is so beautiful. And the other one is variegated, blue variegated, very useful. It's a number 8 Wonderfil pearl cotton, also double gassed Egyptian cotton. So it has a nice long stapling cotton, but just beautiful. I've got a nice collection of pearl cottons. I love those. So, oh, one more thing. And can you believe it? I couldn't resist this. A hexagon template. It's a half hexagon. Let's see if it works this way. Yeah. There's 6 different sizes in this. Sorry, you can see my reflection, I think, in the camera. This is unreal. Yeah, so it makes 4.5 to a 2-inch side. Very handy. I love these templates. So I got one. It comes with a book also, and the book is very instructive because it shows you how to arrange your half hexagons. So fantastic. This is by Marty Mitchell. Multiple size half hexagon ruler. Love them, and they're very handy. So that was my trip yesterday, and that is how I'm progressing with the grandmother's flower garden. I've decided that, you know, I find random piecing very difficult. And I decided I was going to have a meadow garden this time. So that means when I've got all the flowers connected to the reds, tossing them in the air and sewing them as they come down. Broadcasting. We'll see how that works. I mean, even, you know, with knitting socks, I like how the colours are blobbed together. So what will random mean to me? Stay tuned. Lately, I've been having a sore right shoulder, and I think I had a small meniscus tear, probably from lifting a heavy crate or something. And so I've had to take a break from knitting, which is really difficult for me. And so I've got my English paper piecing mojo out, and it seems to be going quite well. While I was away, I bought some fabrics, some new fabrics, which is always interesting for English paper piecing. So I'm going to do my grandmother's flower garden with a red path that I've been planning to do for ages. I've got all the red hexagon path cut, some sewn up, I've got 128 flowers done from, you know, just collecting flowers over the time. And these are the ones that I've just recently sewn up. So I've sewn 3 onto the edge because I'm going to connect them like that and make a long string of them, each row, and then connect the rows together. And this is the one that I did just this morning, recently now. I just got a bit carried away and did the whole circle of it. It's so beautiful. It's the back. I have to go out today and buy some red quilting thread because the thread that I'm using, beautiful as it is not strong enough. I like doing my English paper piecing with quilting thread. Guterman's is my favourite. This is quilting thread. It's the white, so I do need red. Yeah. So yeah, gonna get some red quilting thread to sew my paths together. I'll have more details on this as we go along, but this is going to be a project from start to finish. So piecing together rows now, and at the final stage I'll do some hand quilting, lap quilting, so it should be a nice project for me to do this summer while my arm heals. I have my trusty little scissors. I love these scissors. That works as a spring, so I love them. They're Matilda's own scissors. Beautiful scissors. I love them. They're so sharp and everything. And my needle parked in the couch. As long as it's a sharp, thin needle with a big eye, I'm right. And a little peg. This is all you need for English paper piecing. I've got all my templates covered, so John made those with the Fiskars. He churned out a couple of thousand for me at the time. This is the paper I prefer doing it with. It's photocopying paper, medium lightweight. Just a ream of it is only $5 at Officeworks, maybe less. And the Fiskars is a little 1-inch cutter I have, and it's so easy. You just churn them out and they're free, basically, the templates. So it's all fun for me. So yeah, this is the start of one of my episodes on English paper piecing. Today I am chain piecing the red path of the hexagon grandmother's flower garden together. So I'm just doing 2 at the moment, and I just hold them in my hand like this so that the thread doesn't get tangled. I'm using quilting thread for the thread. This is it here. Guterman's quilting thread. And trusty little peg. And nearly at the end of this one. So I'm doing 2 together to start with, and then I'll add a 3rd one in the next stage. And this is how it's going to be. So I'm making the path, and to connect the rows I'm just sewing 3 on this side, another 3 there. It's coming along quite well. I've got a nice little pile of reds ready to go. So as you can see, I've got 2s and I've got a nice pile of reds. in the next one I will do, I'll add the third one, then add it to the hexagon flower. It's good to have a nice thin sharp needle with a big eye. Well, not a huge eye. Just so long as your needles are firm, you know. Next one. Just get two on together. I don't need the peg for this one, but when it comes to adding the third one, I will add the hexagon. So I start off just 1/4 inch in with a little tiny gap so that I can cut it, making sure that I hold the others out of the way. Go to right to the end, and now whip stitching. And then I just catch the thread between these two fingers like a tension to hold the thread so it doesn't get tangled. This quilting thread is really nice. I like it more than just sewing thread, as it allows me to give it a little tug. I usually get about 22 stitches on this whip stitch edge on the 1 inch. It's just enough, makes nice little stitches. It doesn't take very long to, you know, get a nice little pile. And because I like doing most processes in quilting in a production line type thing, chain piecing together, it's very easy. The thread I use is about let's say a meter, maybe 1.5 meters. I know everyone likes to use different lengths. Some like short length. I like a meter so that I can keep going, not have to stop all the time. And it's very, you know, it's nice. I usually listen to a podcast or something on TV. Don't have to look at my sewing, just sew along. And then at the end, I have a nice, nice lot ready for the next step. This is I like this step too. I like all the steps really, but this one is nice and productive. I don't want to cut the thread until I've used it all up. So, and then a couple of stitches back. I made all these hexagons this morning. It only took me about half an hour to thread baste the hexagons onto the paper. Line it up so that I'm not tangling myself up. 2 stitches back. This saves you cutting your thread every time, you know, and then we go on to letting them hang. I should have enough thread here for another one, and that will be about, I can't judge at the minute, a few together. So this may, doing it this way makes, you know, it much faster, so you don't have to do each little piece, each flower as a section. You do a whole row, or you do just have the 3 on the flower, how I do, and then you can lay it out on the carpet, have a look. Get the granddaughter, when she comes over, who is 6, who loves laying out patterns for me on the floor. She'll lay them out for me. She's also agile and can get down the floor And then she doesn't mind picking them up either, so it's a win-win thing there. Unless I've got a diagram of how I actually want them to go, which is pretty, not really. I just, because they're scraps, it's a scrap quilt. Every quilt I make is a scrap quilt. The fabric is not scrap. It's just the name that is used for this type of quilt where you use a lot of little pieces of different colours or weights or whatever. So I'm coming to near to the end of my thread, and I will just end off. I did take a couple of stitches right at that point there on the end. Go back, cut my thread. And now see what I have out of that one piece of thread. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just cut each one off. There you see I have my 2, and the next step after I've got a nice pile of the 2s is to add 3. So yeah, that is that step. This beautiful red and white was made with some swaps. I was in swaps, swapping hexagon flowers, 2016, 17, with my friends, probably 15 too, in America and all over the world really, UK, Europe, and they sent me red flowers also, and I sent them flowers, and it's hand quilted. And in this quilt, I hand quilted a labyrinth. Starts in the middle and goes right out to the edge. We'll talk a bit more about this one. Here's Audrey sorting. So today Audrey has come over, my granddaughter who's 6, and she is going to lay out a nice setting of these hexagon flowers that I've got for the garden. And she is going to do a broadcasting type setting. That means she will lay them out here. She thinks they will be beautiful. So what do you think, Aud? Do you like gardening? Yeah. I like you playing with hexagons, but you're not really playing with them. You're doing something really special for Grandma because I can't get down on the floor anymore. And so there's 128 flowers to go. So it'll probably take up the whole carpet section. We'll see how it goes. And you can do them however you like. Yeah, there are a lot of flowers. You're going very well with them all. It's so fun. Yeah. Looking beautiful in red. It's going to take a while to put all these flowers in their garden, isn't it? It's a big job. It will take me till the end of the year to make this quilt. Then I have to quilt it. Very lucky to have someone who likes gardening. There's cats in the garden. A lot of cats. A lot of spots. Bees. Got a lot of bees too. Rabbits. Dogs. You can start going down that way now towards the table. You've got the first couple of rows done, which is good.
How much do you think it took to make all these flowers?
That's a pretty pink ballerina one. I was thinking of you when I bought that fabric. I've got enough to make a ballet bag, if you'd like one.
Ooh.
Peter Rabbit. And then when you're finished, you can tell me which is your favourite flower out of the whole lot. I have a few, but you might have a favourite.
Ages. These are all my favourite ones.
You like, bring them over here a bit so we can have a look at them, see what your favourites are. Peter Rabbit. Some very cute purple birds. Oh, that's from your new dress. Beautiful little ballet girls. They're very cute. Yeah. So yeah, a lot of fun. I'm making an English paper pieced flowers. It's a 1-inch hexagon. I've connected the 6 outside hexagons together first, and this is the back. You can see I've connected them all together using a tiny whip stitch, and then I connect them all to the center. And I have a trusty little peg that I just put on the corner just to start off with. I usually get 20 or 22 tiny stitches to 1 inch. Keeps it all together. I keep the papers in until I've connected the whole 6 petals, the outside petals, to other petals before I take the papers out. And I also iron it before I take the papers out. This particular one, take the peg out. This particular one is for our friend in England. And I hope, Anne, you will make more English paper piece flowers and make a nice little quilt or something very exciting. I'm sending you some equipment paper pieces. That's it for now, friends. Join me next time. I'd like to thank all my subscribers for visiting, my new subscribers, my future subscribers. Please like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye. Me signing off.